Hi everyone, I'm Ferd and welcome to my video. This video I've previously had on YouTube for a very short period, and I got called out for some misinformation that I had on there. Thank you, Jim, for doing that. He's been a boat mechanic for 23 years, and I listen to guys like that. And he was right. I was wrong. I corrected the mistake, and it helped me out. So not only do my videos help, so do the people in the comments. There's a lot of good information that you can get from just that part, being subscribed to somebody's channel. But anyway, I'm going to put this long shaft motor, needs a 22-inch transom, on a little rowboat that's got a 20-inch transom. And I'm going to show you how I did it. Let's get on with the video and see if we can get this boat out in the water. Okay, I got a 9 horsepower motor. It's a Honda. I bought it back, I would say around 2007 or 8. And I've probably only got 50 hours on that motor. And I've been looking for a boat for it since then. It's got the long shaft, which requires a 20-inch transom. This is 15. So what I've got going on here is I'm going to put a jack plate on there. Now, this is actually designed to move the motor back away from the transom to get out of the ruckus that you're getting from the water flow here. Gets it into some clean water. This here is actually for a bigger motor, but mine's much smaller and I'm going to have to put some plywood on there and move it back some more to get it to work. But from here to there, I've got my 20 inches. These can be raised up or down. So that was my solution. Instead of getting into all the metal work and raising this thing up, I decided to go this route here, which might make it run better in the long run. So that's what I've got going on here. Okay, this is the outside part of the jack plate that the motor mounts to. If you've got like a smaller engine, I've got a 15 and a 10, they're both pretty much the same. The bolts in the bottom are like 8 inches. And the problem with this is your 8 inches is right on the edge. So there's not going to be enough metal left there to actually grab a hold of the bottom, and then you got the same thing at the top. When you clamp the back side of the engine on here, it slides down over it like that. Your clamps on the end of the engine are going to stick out in this open area. This was made for a bigger engine. This is made out of plywood. I've got a 1/4 inch piece of plywood here, and then this is 3/4 inches thick. And then this is going to fit on there like that for the outside part of it. That gives you a good base for your engine to mount to. But you still have that problem of those holes hitting here on the other side. So it's not going to do you much good. So what I did to fix that problem for the other side, I'm going to flip this whole thing over. And now over here you can see where my 1/4 inch piece of plywood darn near fills this void in here. The bolts are going to come through right here. I've got a 1/4 inch piece of aluminum. I've already got one of the holes drilled for it. That's going to lay in on this side here. I'm going to use 1/2 inch bolts, drill through the plywood and drill through the aluminum, and I'm going to bolt the whole thing to it. That gives you a perfectly flat surface on both sides of this to mount your engine. That's the key to the whole thing. All right, I took a clothes hanger, got a little bit of silicone on it, and I've went up inside here and just kind of wetted the inside of this a little bit. just on these 4 down here, because these are going to get a lot of water down here. You get these siliconed up real good. Just put a little bit around it, and I'm gonna pull it in and out. And I'm real close to where it goes in. There's plenty there. I'm gonna turn the bolt. Just try to silicone them the best you can. If you try to fill that hole before you put your bolt in, you just push it all out. Just getting that bolt started so this thing don't fall off on me because it's kind of heavy. Okay, I need to put the jack plate on it. Now this thing I've got screwed on the upper half of this. That'll allow the jack plate to slide in there, and then I can screw it on down. This is threaded all the way through. It's gonna go up like that. Just get it started. Oh shoot, and it's gonna go right here. You can see the hole the bolt goes through. We'll just slide her up in there like that, and it seems like it went through there okay. Got a bolt, washer. It's gonna go in right here. Here we go. Got another washer and a self-locking nut. And we'll put the other side in there. Now down here on the bottom side of it, you got this block that goes in there. It's got a little sleeve that's gonna fit inside the space. The block's gonna go inside. You line your holes up. Here's a washer, or a locking washer. You got 2 bolts on each side. Let me put the other one on. Now by turning this, we can raise this up. I don't have a motor on it, so I'm going to do it by hand. I'm going to take this off so you can see it. Raise them up, and then you can see that you can adjust this up. I'm going all the way with it. And if I'm too high, then I can adjust it down. Okay, there I'm maxed out. So that I could take one of those, tighten it down there, tighten the other one at the top. It's 1 inch, so I'm gonna hold that. Tighten that down there. Tighten that one on there. And I can tighten these on the side. And we can put our little plate back on it. Solid as a rock. Get turned around where that sun's not facing the camera, and then we're going to see if this thing will plane out. I've got all the weight that I could possibly put up there into the front of it because it's real heavy back here in the back. All right, there we go. Planing out. Man, it's scary. Now, if you pay attention where that arrow's pointing, you can see water spraying up in the air. And it's on both sides of the motor. You can't see it behind me. But this is where that motor is too deep into the water. It's causing drag, and it's causing a splash that shouldn't be there. We're going to take care of that. Okay, I got my motor on here already. I didn't want to share with you an old man grunting and lifting this thing up here. I've had it out on the lake. This thing is huge. It's a freaking huge motor. It's the 4-cycle. If you can see it, the back of the boat was in the water this deep. This motor is very, very heavy. It's well over 100 pounds. It should be more down in this area right here. So just a sneak peek on the next video that I've got coming up. I'm gonna raise the camera up a little bit and show you the construction that's going on up there in the front that I'm working on right now. I took the battery. I had these big seats. Everything that I took with me, which wasn't much, and took everything and throwed it up here in the bow, and it helped. So I'm wanting to add some weight to it up here. And I thought, what better thing could you do than put a casting deck up here with some storage. After I get this done, I'll take it out again. If it needs more weight, I'll just throw some sandbags in it. But hopefully I can get the back end of this thing out of the water. If not, I'm gonna have to try a different motor on it. When I stick this bar from underneath the boat, you can see that I'm about 4 or 5 inches above the end of the ventilation plate. This thing's too far down in the water. I've got to raise it up, but I've got a problem. The jack plate's already up as high as it'll go. I need to figure out something to make this thing taller. In the owner's manual, if you look over on the bottom right-hand corner in that box, it has type, I'm L, got the large engine, and it requires a transom height of 22.2 inches or 563 millimeters. Go up to the top of the page on the right-hand side, and it reads the anti-ventilation plate of the outboard motor should be 0 to 2 inches below the bottom of the boat. I'm probably guessing about 5. I didn't stick a tape measure up there, so I do need to raise this thing up some. Let me show you how I did it. In the center of the jack plate, I used 2 1/8-inch pieces of aluminum. That gave me my 1/4 inch to fill that gap. I cut them out in the shape of a T. The top of the T is about 3 inches tall. I made a much bigger board to go on the back of it, and I used 2 pieces of 1/2-inch plywood to give me one that was 1 inch thick. I put a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum over the back of it, the same size, and then another piece of 1/4 inch aluminum to put on the front. I've extended it 3 more inches up that way. This is the old one. Where did it thing go? It went right there. You can see the bolt holes. So I've actually went up just a couple of inches, it looks like. Here's where I'm at now. I'm right there where I need to be. I can actually go down a little bit if I need to. So I'm gonna give this a try. I'm up all the way, so if I need to, I can lower it. It's time to go fishing. Time to go fishing. Now this is a much better ride. You don't see the big splash coming up over the back of it like you did before. The boat's easier to control. You can't feel any drag in it, and it's just a nice smooth ride across the lake. Now let's go see if we can bring any fish up over the side of it. There's a story in the Bible. I think it was after Jesus was resurrected. A couple of these guys were fishing and they couldn't catch no fish, and they just couldn't wonder why. And I think Jesus told them to fish off the other side of the boat. I'm not a big person of the Bible. I don't know that much. I wished I did, but there are some parts of it that I do remember. But the wind kind of blew my boat around in the other direction, so I'm fishing off the other side of the boat. I don't know if it's going to make any difference or not. I was catching quite a few fish there for a few minutes. So let's see what happens here. Through a lot of trial and error, this has been one challenging project. If you made it this far in the video, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good information. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Support my channel on the way out. Got a lot of videos up there, got a lot more coming. Hit that notification bell and get notified as soon as I put them up there. When you're taking your boat out on the lake, make sure you wear your life jacket, be safe, and have fun. Thanks for watching.